The law of attraction is one of those universal laws which is probably spoken about the most here on YouTube, but it's also one of those laws which are mostly misunderstood. So in today's video, I want to take you through an explanation of what the law of attraction really is and how you can use it to manifest. I'm also going to be sharing with you 3 of the fundamental things that needs to be in place for us to use the law of attraction. I recently watched a video on manifesting a certain amount of money within 24 hours. And the method that was used was that you had to visualize this amount of money, this exact amount of money, and feel all the feelings and think all the things. Visualize it, but not for a single moment were you allowed to think negatively that you don't have this money yet, because the moment that you did, then it would just cancel the whole 24-hour manifesting sequence. And I think there's danger in this, because you're basically expecting of your mind to do something that is virtually impossible, and that is to disregard the reality. And when we do that, we begin to blame ourselves for the things in our lives not being the way that we wanted. And I can remember many years ago when I first learned about the law of attraction, I thought that every single thought that I was thinking, every negative thought that I had would bring bad things across my way. So what I ended up doing is I started suppressing all of my heavier emotions and thoughts and feelings in an attempt not to attract more of that into my life. And you can see the danger with this. When we suppress what is under there, we don't clear it and heal it and allow it to transmute through us, then we are asking for trouble. So I see that so often with people who are trying to use the law of attraction and who believe that in order for this law to work, they need to be very positive and only think positive thoughts. So let's get started by creating a common definition of what the law of attraction is. So the law of attraction is really you attract into your life those circumstances, conditions, and experiences that are in alignment with your most dominant thoughts or feelings, whether they are conscious or subconscious. Your dominant thoughts, feelings, and emotions are the things that are going to determine what shows up in your life. Now, the more spiritual or woo-woo explanation of what the law of attraction is says that everything is made up of energy, which is true, by the way, and that energy vibrates at a certain frequency, which is also true, and that everything has its own frequency, and therefore, based on the law of attraction, like attracts like. So things that are of a similar frequency gets attracted to each other. So if you vibrate at a certain frequency, then you will get into your life attracted the things that are of the same frequency. And you can think of a radio station. A radio has many different stations on it, and all stations play different music, but you are going to get the type of music depending on where you are tuned into, depending on what frequency you land on. Now, I want to see if I can make this more real life for you and less out there. Now, in real life, you can look at the law of attraction like this. Your beliefs, so all of the things that are stored in your mind, the things that you believe about yourself and about the world and about relationships and jobs and governments and countries and people and genders and your looks, all of those are beliefs, right? Those create a certain attitude. It creates a mental outlook onto the world. And that mental outlook is what is going to determine your actions. It determines how you behave. It determines how you show up. So you can say that everything in the outer world is a reflection of what's going on in your inner world. And if you don't like what you have in your outer world, it means that you need to, if you don't like what's in your outer world, it means that you need to change what's in your inner world. And we go about this the other way around. We don't like what we see out there, and we spend all of our energy and effort onto changing what is there. And most of the time it's futile. Because even if you manage to change that, it is going to reflect and come back into your life if what is in here, if what is in your inner world hasn't been changed or healed or rearranged. Your beliefs create your attitude, that gives you an action, and that leads to a result. If you don't like these results, it means that you have to change your beliefs. So the 3 cornerstones for changing your beliefs is, number 1, you have to heal your past. You have to heal those wounds, as by virtue of being humans, by virtue of going through life. We all have core wounds, we all have issues and hang-ups and baggage. It's just part of being a human being. But if we hold on to this baggage, if we carry this with us, all of those goals of ours that are unrealized, and all of those things that we think we should do, and all of the things that we regret that we didn't do, and all of the hurts and the slights that we've experienced before in our lives, when we hold on to this, it takes up a huge amount of energy. And that energy should actually be used for us to take action. It should be used so that we can go out and co-create our life in the way that we want, and not so that we can just hold on and nurse our hurts. So the first cornerstone of using the law of attraction is to heal. And there are many different ways in which you can do this. You'll know if you follow me that I believe EFT tapping is one of the most effective and gentle ways to break through some of those hurts of the past, those traumas that we carry with us, to actually heal and release us so that we are free to create the lives that we want on our terms. All right? Now, some of the global issues that we all carry with us is I am not good enough and I am not lovable. Those are 2 of the global issues that we all struggle with in some way, shape or form. And when you do something like EFT tapping or even other meditation techniques, even yoga, all of these healing modalities allows you to clear those wounds. All right, and now that gets out of the way, because remember, the law of attraction works with our dominant feelings, not just what we think, but also what we feel. And if you are going to simply use positive thinking to suppress what it is that you're feeling so that you can only think positive thoughts, it still comes out. Those deep core emotions are still going to affect your vibration. It's law. You cannot get away from it. So we need to begin with healing. The second cornerstone that's going to help you to use the law of attraction to manifest what you want is you have to work with your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the servant of the conscious mind. It does whatever it is told by the conscious mind. So the fastest and the easiest, maybe not the easiest, the best way to start reprogram your subconscious mind, where all your beliefs are lying. This is where the seat of your beliefs is, in your subconscious mind. The fastest way to start reprogramming that subconscious mind is to begin to think differently. You have to change your mind. And you do that with a conscious decision. So you literally make the decision to think differently so that you can become someone different, so that you can be different. All right? And of course, it's a process, but it starts with you making that conscious decision, with you making up your mind that you are going to change something, that you are going to be doing something different, so that you can get different results. All right? So we can use then tools like the affirmations and visualization to reinforce whatever programming it is that we're imprinting onto our subconscious mind. But your subconscious is literally only going to deliver to you what it thinks it's important. When you start reprogramming your subconscious mind, you'll notice that you begin to think differently about the world. And when you start to think differently about the world, you're going to start noticing opportunities, you're going to start noticing things that are going to help you get closer to your goal. That is the law of attraction at its most basic form at work. The signs of the universe that shows you that what you are doing are right. It's those little breadcrumbs that you follow so that you can get closer to your goal. But it starts with you noticing and paying attention to what are the things that you are inputting into your subconscious mind. What are the things that you think about most? What do you speak of most? What do you spend your time doing? So whatever thoughts you are thinking, those dominant thoughts become your dominant way of being, and this is what you attract into your life by virtue of the law of attraction. All right, so if you don't want what you have, if you don't like what you see in your outer world, begin to change your subconscious programming, and that is then going to change your inner world, which will reflect into your outer world. Can you see, this is not about 24 hours or 36 hours. It takes as long as it takes. And then the third point, the third cornerstone in terms of how you can use the law of attraction is to act as if. Now, you might have heard of this, act as if, or behave as if it is already true. And what this really means is you are changing who you are being. You are changing your attitude by believing that something is going to come true. You're releasing your attachment to something being true, to something manifesting, whether it's a career or a relationship or a house. You're releasing the attachment to that because you are behaving as if you already have it in your life. So this is again where action comes in. Can you see that so often action is left out in the equation of the law of attraction? We forget that we need to take action. We can't just sit back and wait for things to manifest out of thin air. And when we act as if, when we are already doing the things and thinking the thoughts and living the lifestyle, we would, if we had that thing that we are desiring, if we live as if we already have that, we are going to develop gratitude for what we have, which means that you don't worry about that which you don't have. So you're releasing the attachment because you now are living and being how you want to be. And so you attract what you want into your life. You create more of that which you already are. So if you are at any point in your journey and experiments with the law of attraction, if you are finding that things aren't manifesting and you're just not getting it to work and you are ready to give up on this, then this is really an invitation for you to start thinking about the law of attraction differently. To not only use it as a tool to manifest physical things like money or houses or cars, but to really use it to transform your life, to transform your entire being. And it does start with you, because if you take those three cornerstones, if you do the healing, if you reprogram your subconscious mind, if you start thinking different thoughts, and when you start acting when you start behaving as if that what you desire is already a part of your life, then it is going to change the way that you experience everything. So I hope that this explanation of what the law of attraction is and how you can use it to change your life was a more practical explanation, and that you can actually see how to translate it into what you want to co-create for yourself. If you enjoyed this video, then please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And also let me know in the comments below your thoughts on what I shared with you today. Share this video with a friend. If you think of someone who might find it interesting or helpful, then please share it with them. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.